there was a hearing last week in the United States Senate, the Budget Committee. This is Senator Sanders is the chair of that committee. And it was, and he and a few of his colleagues introduced a piece of legislation that came out of this. And Alex Lawson, our friend from who is the executive director of Social Security Works, testified, as did Nancy Altman, who also works with Social Security Works. Alex is on the line with us. SocialSecurityWorks.org or StrengthenSocialSecurity.org are the websites. SSWorks or ALaw202 are the Twitter handles. Alex, welcome back to the program. So tell us about your testimony last week.
So it was a really great hearing that Senator Sanders called and introduced a piece of legislation that really just put the Republicans on their heels, because it's just being honest. What is the Republicans' plan for Social Security? It's to cut benefits. My job was to just go through each of the members of the Budget Committee, Republican member, and detail their plan to cut Social Security, which made them incredibly uncomfortable. Mitt Romney was furious at me for having the audacity to just state what it is that he's trying to do. So
what is it that he's trying to do that he got so upset with you about?
So create a smoky back room where they can figure out exactly how to rob us of our earned benefits. I mean, you know, Thom, you've seen this before. The BS Commission was the last one. This one's called the Trust Act in an Orwellian fashion. You know, what they want to do is take it out of the sunlight, out of regular order, put it behind closed doors so the American people don't have a say in what comes out of it, because they know if the American people have a say in it, they're like, no, absolutely not. Do not cut my benefits. Actually, we should have rich people pay more into the system, and then we can expand benefits, which is the other half of the hearing that Nancy Altman actually was more focused on. We were sort of good cop, bad cop in a way. And the bill that Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren co-led in the introduction that increases Social Security benefits $200 a month for everybody, as well as some other benefit increases, especially some targeted at poorer Americans. And all of it is paid for by just having millionaires and billionaires pay the same rate into Social Security on all of their income. It doesn't raise a penny of revenue on anyone making under $250,000 a year. So it increases benefits for everyone. It's paid for by the wealthy, and it puts, in Social Security parlance, it puts it in solvency for 75 years, which just means that it can pay those increased benefits with this revenue almost into the next century, to 75 years out from today, Thom. So that's the Democrats' plan: expand Social Security. Lindsey Graham is the ranking member of that committee, and his plan is to just cut Social Security benefits by 21%. Call it raising the retirement age to 70, but it's just a benefit cut of 21%. And, you know, Rick Scott's plan is just to end it in 5 years. He calls it sunsetting.
Right. Oh, is Rick Scott on that committee too?
He is, and Thom, he was actually so Mitt Romney got really mad at me and tried to fight with me in his time, and I think I just told him that he needed to answer to the people who were overwhelmingly against cuts. Lindsey Graham just was sort of like said that I was mean for telling the truth. Rick Scott just got in there and lied. Like, I mean, he was actually scary in how good he did at just not being even slightly honest. He just went on the dais and was like, I didn't ever say I was going to cut Social Security benefits. And I'm like, I have it right here, man. You definitely said that. It's part of your 11-point plan. It sunsets Social Security.
Right. Yeah, it's incredible. So apparently, I mean, just this common sense thing of having billionaires pay the same amount of their income in Social Security taxes that you and I do. Apparently, this is something that the Republicans are just never going to get behind.
Yeah, I mean, they kept talking about bipartisan, and what they meant by that is cuts. If they have their way, they will do all of the work on Social Security on cutting benefits, right? So it is true that if nothing is done in 2035, benefits will automatically go down by 23%. And that is a catastrophe. The only problem with Social Security is that right now benefits are too low. We can't let them be cut by 23% if nothing is done. The problem is that the Republicans' solution to that is to cut benefits right now by more, right? So that's not a solution. It's just the problem sooner. And the only people who have a solution are the Democrats, who are working to expand Social Security. So I really do think that hearing, the mainstream media for the most part ignored it. They don't really like talking about this difference between Republicans and Democrats. It was also a really busy news day, as you know, as you're talking about the January 6th coup attempt and commission there. But, we do know that we have to get the word out on Social Security. People have to understand that Rick Scott is the policy brain of the Republican Party right now, and his plan is to end Social Security. That's what's at stake here.
Yeah.
In 5 years.
And Medicare, too, by the way.
And Medicare,
He also wants to end Medicare, although, George W. Bush is, half of Medicare is now privatized, so they're halfway there already. Alex Lawson, Executive Director, Social Security Works, strengthensocialsecurity.org, A Law 202, and SS Works on Twitter. Thank you, Alex.